Dylan, are you there, buddy?
Hello, hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm
All
good.
right. Welcome to the podcast, buddy. Hey, just so you know, I have a co-host. His name is Dean. He is currently outside on the phone. Unfortunately, our family is crazy. So he's dealing with that right now. He'll be with us in a minute. But I'm so happy that you're with us. Is your family crazy by chance? Because ours is just nuts.
I think everybody's family's crazy. So,
That, that
so yeah.
that's it makes me feel better to know I'm not in the boat all alone there.
Yeah, especially when it comes to family, I'd say. So the Whitmans are having some
We're
craziness go on right now.
We're a feisty bunch, brother. Let me tell you. I think my mom and my stepdad might be knife fighting. I'm not sure. Dean is with us now, so
How you doing?
How's it going, Dean? I'm good.
It's going.
so we don't hold back here, brother. Feel free to just be yourself, and we'll chit chat, man. Let's talk a little bit about what you've been up to here recently. What do you got going on?
Recently, I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, actually. I was just thinking about eliminating some stuff so I can get ahead on a few things, pick and choose, but right now, I'm writing a book. It's actually it's a fiction novel. It's based off of this world that my twin brother and I created when we were little kids. And so I've been going through that. We have tons of content on Google Drives and pictures and cultures and all sorts of stuff. Um, so yeah, that's one
That's
of the things. Um, I'm also a Foley artist. I've been a Foley artist for about 8 years now. So I record media from, record sound from media, and that's been a crazy ride. Have my dad
yeah.
as a mentor for that.
You've done a lot of cool work with that. You've done like Games of Thrones. You've done video games. I've seen that you did the Spider-Man video game, right? And Halo.
Yeah, Halo, Awakening of the Nightmare. I did all the cutscenes for that, and
what's
Valorant was a recent one I just did.
what's some of the process behind doing that?
It's pretty awesome. It's a crazy specific craft. Obviously, it's called art, so I am known as an artist, but it's with sonic quality, so something you can't see. There's usually about 2 or 3 guys in the studio. We usually have three. There's one mixer who's controlling all the microphones and volume and levels, and then there's a Foley artist in the room or two Foley artists. Basically, you have a room filled with junk, just like a bunch of shit, like anything you can imagine: bikes, armor, guns, like. So we kind of take it out, and that's our colors for our easel, basically. So we use like all these textures to color and paint sound with.
Okay, cool.
That's cool. We're big into video games. What's like your favorite game that you've worked on?
Oh, that I've worked on. I don't know. I'd have to say, in terms of actual video games, the Spider-Man one was pretty good. Man, I have a lot of video games that I love that I haven't worked on. um, I haven't really played a whole lot of Halo Wars 2 or Valorant. I have dabbled in it. Um, Maybe League of Legends. That's a pretty good game. I've done a couple of heroes in that game and some like champion release videos and stuff. But I'm really enjoying Mass Effect Legendary Edition right now. Just came out recently.
That's cool. What system do you play on?
I play on PC mainly. I have a PS4 as well, but yeah. How about you guys? What do you guys play on?
PS4 guys.
Yeah, we're PS. We're long-term PlayStation guys over here. So
I never
Yeah,
could make the
PlayStation.
switch to a different controller, so
Yeah. Like, what is this foreign object to my hands right
yeah.
now?
kind of nerds that get pissed off about stuff like that. So,
I totally understand that. Yeah, I'm like a PC Master Race guy, man. Like I grew up with PlayStation, obviously, so I still have one. But man, the more stuff, I guess PC is pretty close to PlayStation. It's all like Android. It's same kind of like programming deal, you know. You can like take your PlayStation controller and plug it into your PC and use it. It's all kind of compatible.
So you said that your dad was an influencer or mentor. Do you guys work together a lot then?
Yeah, we work together on basically every single project. There's been a few lower budget stuff that I've done myself, but yeah, he's mentored me. It's been a pretty cool journey because I kind of grew up without him really in the picture. Like I did see him and he would come for we'd have dinner every Tuesday, you know, stuff like that, but basically my parents were split up. So when I came back to had finished my education at SAE Institute, Sound and Audio Engineering at Hollywood, and so that's kind of my background for getting in the door with what he did. But his partner passed away right after graduating that, so he kind of asked me what my thoughts were in coming into the stage, and I didn't really have any intentions of doing it at first. So I came in and yeah, we kind of rekindled our relationship as well as him, you know, teaching me this craft that can only really be passed down. And there's not really a school for it or anything. So yeah, it was really
That
cool.
that is really cool, man. That's cool that you guys get to work together and have that relationship. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's been really cool. I'm really grateful
That
for that.
gives me hope that one day my dad will come back.
Without a knife fight.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, he comes back. My mom's definitely stabbing that guy.
You patching up his wounds while you rekindle that relationship.
So, man, you've been an actor pretty much your whole life. How the hell did this all start for you? You know?
My mom, she would take my brother and I around on walks in our strollers, and apparently people would come up to her like zip line to her out of their way and be like, "Your kids are so cute. Are they on TV?" And she's just like, "Maybe I should put them on TV." So she started taking us to some auditions and stuff. I know that my brother and I were in a commercial or something when we were extremely little, but I don't really remember that. And then, yeah, she brought us to the Full House auditions. Remember, we got callbacks, and there were a bunch of twins there. I was walking around just like, wow, I thought I was like the only twin around. So it was really weird. And went in there, and apparently I kissed John Stamos on the cheek. I like crawled up on his lap and kissed him, and that was like a
My
done
wife would
deal.
be so jealous.
I know, right? Yeah, so that was like the sealed deal right there.
So, was it like one of the producers?
What was that?
Dylan, you there, bud?
Hey, yeah, lost you for a second.
Sorry, man. Yeah, no, I was saying, did a producer like pick you out, or did Stamos kind of go to bat for you and like, oh, this is a kid here?
I'm pretty sure Stamos went to bat for me. Yeah, he was like, "These
That's
kids are
awesome.
cool." He liked the way we dressed too. We were like wearing Converse and like all coolly dressed, I guess, for the time. Yeah.
Oh, I grew up on the show, so yeah, talking to you today is like really cool because a small part of my childhood's like freaking out. I was a huge fan of the show. I've got to
That's
talk to like
awesome.
Bob Saget. Bob's such a wonderful guy. I was on a podcast.
Oh,
He's
he
a
is
great dude.
awesome. Yeah.
Like memories when you were young, like do you really have a lot of memories of being on the show because you were so young, or
Yeah, I have really vivid flashes of it. There's a lot of like particular moments that really stand out to me. Um, most of it I couldn't really explain what was going on, but I remember a lot of parties, like being at a lot of parties and going places in limos, which is something that probably 99% of little kids don't get to do. So that pretty
Yeah.
much sticks in my head. Going
Yeah.
to Disneyland and stuff and just getting to cut the lines because of who I was pretty crazy. I did not understand any of that shit. Like, oh yeah, Nikki and Alex, come over here. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm that guy.
Like growing up, did people call you that? Did you get called that more than your real name?
Yeah, people would I could tell every time too, but people would try to get it out of me. Like, hey, you look really familiar. Have I seen you on something? And I'd like play with them, be like, oh no, maybe you've met my brother. I'm a twin. I could just see them like, damn it, it's not working. But yeah, people would call me Nikki and Alex, or call us Nikki and Alex when we were walking around. Got spotted in the grocery store sometimes.
See, I got a question. Why did Nikki's name always come first? I noticed that in every episode, it's pretty much always Nikki and Alex. They never switch that around. Is that just like a
Uh,
writer's thing that they got stuck with? Or
yeah, I don't know. It's kind of
it's just,
like my brother and I, people always say Blake and Dylan. It's not Dylan and Blake. It's just always
uh,
Blake and Dylan. So, and he was
is that a
Nikki.
twin thing then?
I think so. Yeah, there's like one of them just sounds better. I I don't know what it is. But
Because
yeah, I
now that
used
you
to think
say
about it
that,
all the
like
time.
it's always like Mary Kate and Ashley. You know, they're
Zach
like
and Cody.
yeah, Zach and
Yeah,
Cody. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. There's like
Yeah, it
one
almost
name
sounds
that kind
weird.
of hits. There's like Zach has the K, Mary Kate has the K, Blake has the K. I think it's something about the K. Nikki, K's go
Maybe it's
first.
phonetic there, yeah.
That might have been the most intellectual thing we've done talked about here.
As far as
We're
open our
linguistics majors here.
Our listeners are gonna blow their fucking minds, man.
So, can you now? Do you ever go back and watch any of them old episodes that you were on?
Yeah, actually, I tend to go back and watch episodes when people bring particular things up that I don't really remember. Like one day somebody told me that their favorite episode was the one with the donkey, and I was like, "What? There's a fucking donkey?" I had to go watch that episode. It's like, oh my god, how did I not remember a donkey in my face? Seems like something I'd remember. But yeah,
See,
so
I
I
still
definitely go
nerd
back.
out so much over this show. I remember that. So I made my kids go back and rewatch it because I got little kids now. So we definitely did like a full house, binge watch there for a while.
Oh, that's awesome. It's a
I
good
gotta
show for
say,
kids.
growing up, man, I was jealous of your beds in that show.
Oh man.
I bothered my
Oh yeah.
parents so bad for them race car beds.
Those beds were awesome. We got to take them home
Oh,
after the
really?
now
show.
I'm even
Yeah.
more jealous, dude. Please tell me you still have
I
that.
grew out of it pretty quick, man. No, I don't have it anymore.
It's such a bummer,
Oh,
dude.
I love those
If you
things.
had that, I would so be buying that from you and sleeping in it sometime this weekend.
Have an auction for my bed.
Oh, I would nerd out over that, man.
Yeah, my brother and I
So,
really liked the big bed that was our parents' bed in the other room. We were always trying to get on that thing. It's big
So,
and comfy.
actually, speaking with that, like, what was that like as a little kid, pretending somebody else is your parents?
It was really interesting, actually. And my dad and John Stamos had very similar hair at the time. And so my dad has always had long, dark brown hair. So I actually started to blur the lines between my dads for a little bit there. I was like, well, I don't know. Like, they're both my dads. So they're pretty similar. If I just say dad, they'll both turn around and I could crawl on both of them. Yeah. Lori was a little different. Like, she had a completely different energy than my mom, so I was able to keep that pretty separate as a little kid. But yeah, it was interesting.
like, not to call anybody out, because I love the show and I love everybody involved in it, but at that age, were there people that maybe due to ego or whatever just didn't want anything to do with you guys, like had a totally different relationship with you off screen versus on?
Yeah, I think that all the younger girls didn't really. I think Stephanie or Jody made a lot of effort, but my brother and I were pretty spoiled at the time, to be honest. I feel bad about one time where Jody actually got Blake and I like this. It was like an RC car set. It was fucking cool, but we just got one that morning. I think it was our birthday or something. So when we got to the studio that day and opened it, I just immediately said, I already have this, and went on to the next thing. I just remember Jody being really upset about it because she got it for us. Just so weird. But yeah, and everybody else, I didn't really get to talk to Candace very often, or Andrea. But the Olsen sisters, I think, hung out with us pretty often. They kind of treat us like little dolls. They're like, look at our cute little dolls. Should check them out.
You actually got to work with one of mine and one of Danny's very first celebrity crushes. I'm a little bit older, so I like Lori. I seen Rad, so I was hooked there. Danny was similar age with the Olsen, and he called the show originally Michelle. He didn't call it Full House. Yeah.
Go watch Michelle's house.
I told Bob that when I talked to him, and he's like, "Yeah, a lot of people called it Michelle." So.
It's the Michelle show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lori was an awesome person. I look back now and I feel jealous of myself. I'm like, man, she was pretty hot.
Yeah.
I was sitting on her lap.
Oh, dude, when the show Fuller House came back, not to point out the obvious, but I was like, man, that girl really grew up. She.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody did. It was weird coming back to Fuller House, man. It was pretty trippy meeting everybody.
So how did that come up to begin with? Was that started through Netflix then, or I know that it aired on Netflix and that, but
I'm
was
not
that started
sure.
through Netflix, or did somebody else work that out?
I think it was between John and Moffat. I think they just tried to get it together and they pitched it to Netflix. I'm not sure if they pitched it to anybody else.
Okay.
But yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere. Just my old agent messaged me and said that they're trying to get in contact. Yeah, it was out of nowhere.
It's cool that they brung you guys back for sure, and that they've done what they did with the cast there. But is there a reason why you guys didn't get more episodes? Like,
I do wonder that. We were called to come on to a few episodes that just seemed to fall through. Like we were going to be in the wedding, and yeah, just didn't get anything back. Like they reached out for it and let them know that we're all good, but there was no confirmation on any of it. I think they're just moving really fast, and I don't know. I would love to hear a definite answer about that, because I know fans hit me up all the time and say like, "Hey, you never met your little sister, and you never did this, and why weren't you there?" I'm like, I don't know. I would be there if they asked.
Because I wasn't there because Hollywood is fucking weird.
Yeah, exactly.
That does suck though, because those are things that your longtime fans, they really look forward to, like when you have those shows that come like that after so long, and that you really want as many of the original characters that you can get, and that you want to see where they are now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's definitely not enough time for our characters to really solidify into any of that.
Have they ever pitched, when the talk of Fuller House came back, was there ever a pitch of maybe giving you and Blake your own show with your own story from that?
People did bring it up, but there's never a pitch about it. But yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that, because people did bring it up while I was there. Like, oh, you guys should have your own show.
I'd watch it. So, I mean,
That'd be fun. I would love to do that. I think you'd have to convince
if
my
it was
brother.
like more adult oriented, if we could get like Nikki and Alex going out to like strip clubs and stuff, that'd be cool. Put a little edge to the character.
Like bring in the audience. We don't need new audiences.
Yeah, we'll change it to Cinemax. How about that? We'll get it going on there.
Get on Cinemax.
Yeah.
Do an animated version. We can get on Adult Swim.
There you go.
Hey, I'd watch the hell out of that, man, for sure. That'd be funny. That'd give me something to do late at night when I'm taking bong rips.
Hell yeah.
So you live in California, right?
Yeah, I'm in Cali.
What part you live in? Northern, southern?
I am in the valley. I'm on the west side of SFV. Yeah.
Nice. So you're in the part that everybody really likes to be in.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born and raised in this area. I kind of inject myself into LA when I want to see shows and stuff, but it's nice out here. It's hot and dry, but it's nice.
So like living there, man, did you like grow up around a bunch of famous people then?
Yeah, and like sons and daughters of people who have made big companies, and yeah, it's interesting because when you grow up here, it's so natural and normal that it's not even a thing, And then people come in and be like, "Oh, this person, that person." Like, yeah, I grew up with them, and I know this person's dad. Went over to their house and played video games or whatever.
So was it kind of weird when you'd see people like fawning over certain other people that you knew that were celebrities or famous and that, and you're just like, all right, that's just this dude I know.
Yeah, and like a lot of crowds will be like, "Don't go there, bro. Like you're gonna make people uncomfortable," kind of a thing. It's like everybody just enjoy each other's company, and like if you really like somebody or you look up to them, just go over to them and shoot the shit with them, talk to them. But yeah, that's really the biggest compliment you can give anybody who is well known, is just treat them like a normal person and be genuinely interested in them as a person as opposed to things that they've done.
See, I try to do that. We play in a band and, I do comedy and stuff. We get to meet cool people, talk to cool people. Obviously, you're here today. So, we get to do this. But I still nerd out because, like, we grew up in a small town with, like, one stoplight, like, way far out of the Hollywood mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I meet people, I nerd the fuck out, dude. I really do.
I feel you, man. For a long time, I'd tell people I had never had, what's the word for it? Starstruck. I never felt starstruck before, but I went to this HBO party for Game of Thrones, and it was like a after party, and I saw Peter Dinklage there. He just walked by me, and oh man, I don't like my stomach churned, like my heart exploded. I was like, oh. If he said anything to me, I probably would have been like, rah, rah, rah. But yeah, that's the first time I ever felt starstruck, actually. So I totally understand.
Sorry, Peter, didn't mean to throw up on you.
Uncontrollable feeling, man.
I'd have loved to heard Peter walking away. I think he's got Tourette's.
That guy's weird. Don't talk to him.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. So do you still get invited to a lot of that stuff, the big Hollywood parties and stuff? Because you're still, doing so much. You got to be partying it up quite a bit. You're a young guy.
Not lately. COVID destroyed all that shit. But
oh, dude, are you trying to tell me there was a pandemic or something?
Let me give you a lesson here.
All right.
Oh, those parties are pretty awesome. I think my favorite is the Emmys. If I ever get invited to the Emmys, that's like the highlight of my year, basically. I just love that whole entire vibe, and everybody's super dressed and fancy. Get to meet a lot of really cool, creative people. So
Yeah, we had Bruce Blanche on the show, and he was talking to us about the Emmys. Sounds like a fun time for sure.
yeah, super fun.
So, like,
But more parties would be nice. More parties would always be nice.
are things getting a little bit back to normal out there right now?
Yeah, you can eat inside now. Yoga studios are opening back up, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it's getting back to normal, I'd say. I think things will be completely normal by next year. Yeah, especially this winter. I don't know what it was about California, but this winter was extra chilly. It's like anytime you wanted to go eat somewhere, there was outside seating, and it was just kind of miserable.
Well, there's nothing worse than eating outside in LA because you have to fight off the homeless. You know, they're like
taking shit off your plate. Mine.
Yeah, no, everybody bitches about the homeless people in LA. I think it's entertainment, man. I walked around there and just giggled the entire time. As some of the shit that people say, let him go. Let him wander the streets. I'm fine with it.
You can make a lot of friends just wandering the street. Most homeless people are pretty ready to talk.
Yeah, no, we were walking down the Hollywood Walk of Fame there. We seen two guys smoking meth on the stars. It's like, wow, this is definitely Hollywood.
Yep, that happens.
So I had seen that too. Now, is this correct? I had seen a lot that you're a bit of a musician yourself.
Yes.
Okay,
mainly a singer.
Okay, what kind of music do you like?
I love all music, but I'll try and narrow it down since that's a boring answer.
Yeah.
I guess specifically, I really like ballad type of stuff, mainly for like emotional singing content, which also bleeds into like classical choral music. But I also really like EDM. I love dance music. Like my party years, super hardcore party years, I was doing raves and stuff all the time. So it's a pretty huge
we used
part
to
of
like
my...
ecstasy too, man.
There's some fun stuff. So yeah, definitely EDM, and then I don't know, like a ethereal or ethereal, I think is this kind of new subgenre coming out. But I know like Grimes does some ethereal stuff. It's kind of like EDM, but with airy vibes on top, I guess. Just to kind of play in the background or while I'm driving. But I'm also writing music right now too. So
anything that you're going to be putting out for the public?
Yes. Hopefully by the end of the year, I'll have this single out. So
awesome, man.
We'll
You'll have to keep me in touch with that, and I'll promote it here when you get it out.
That would be awesome, man. I'll definitely hit you up. Send you a copy of the song too.
So now, as far as that, do you release music under your name, or do you have a musician name or band or anything like that?
It will be released under the name Casper Casey. That's going to be my band name, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've been kind of building that up in the background, and I'm gonna release my book under that name, all my future music, and I'm also gonna start streaming next week. I've been getting together like a streaming studio at my studio at work, so I'll be able to stream video games and do some other cool little stuff. I like to do like astrology as well, and shoot the shit, talk about philosophy, do some music stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool.
You like to get into some of that deep shit there, then, huh?
Yeah, I love the deep shit. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I like things that. Yeah, I like to talk about things that when I get stoned, I get scared inside myself. Like what happens next when we die, shit like that. I like to be paranoid, walk around scared.
I'd be the perfect person to talk about shit while you're high then.
It's awesome, man.
I
I'd
can
love to
go on
listen
tangents.
to that show. Oh, yeah, I'd love to listen to that show, man. I'd just be sitting there smoking. Oh, God damn it, Dylan's giving me a panic attack right now. Getting too deep. It's getting too deep. So your brother's a streamer also, right?
Yeah, he streams every once in a while.
That's cool.
Yeah, a while ago I mentioned being interested in it, and then he just kind of popped it up real quick. And yeah, I think he just streams some like games with his friends here and there. But
It's
he also
kinda
works with
crazy.
streaming as well.
It's crazy that took off and become so popular. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Because when we were little kids, we hated sitting there waiting for our turn, watching somebody else play a video game. And
Yeah,
now
give me the
it's
controller, bitch.
oh, dude, yeah. Now my kids, dude, they watch that shit more than they actually play their video games. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at some of these, there's like thousands of people just watching a dude like eat popcorn with his game open.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely give heavyset guys who still live in their mom's basement a future. For sure.
You're one of them stay-at-home jobs.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's but hey, it's for entertainment, I guess. More entertainment, the better we are as a society.
Yeah, I wish I knew that it get popular. I would have showed that in my mom's face growing up when she's turning off my video games. Like, hey, I'm practicing. I'm gonna be famous.
She's gonna pay my bill one day.
You're destroying my future. Turn it back on.
Way to kill my hopes and dreams, Mom. Your parents must have always been pretty supportive of you guys, being that they're kind of the reason why, right?
Into what exactly? Just media in general?
Acting, yeah, like they must have always been pretty supportive of like the schedule and everything, right?
Yeah, my mom was really she enjoyed the whole thing, so she was actually our manager during it. So she was like getting paid to bring her, show her sons to the world and be proud all the time and interact, make sure we were safe and comfortable. So yeah, just
why didn't our mother ever do that for us?
I never felt safe or comfortable.
I'm in my 30s. I still don't feel safe or comfortable.
But my brother's actually the one who wanted to stop acting, and she supported that. She didn't want to like split herself in two though, so she stayed to the not acting side of it. I wanted to continue as a little kid. So in that way I felt like it was unsupportive, but totally understand how a mom can't be in two places at once.
So with again, with you starting out in entertainment at such a young age, what was the, I guess, longest break that you had away from entertainment just in general?
It'd have to be right after Full House, and then just all through my public school years, which I didn't really stay completely away from entertainment because I went into choir in elementary school, and then I was in like a choir / show choir in middle school, and then I was in a nationally award-winning show choir in high school called Powerhouse.
You're actually good.
Yeah, we'd travel around singing and dancing, and yeah, I wasn't really into dancing at all coming out of middle school, and part of my final in my choir there was to try out for this high school choir. And I just figured, I'll learn a song and do whatever they tell me to do so I can get a good grade in my class, and then I'll just move on. I'll do like volleyball or football or something in high school. and I got into the top choir at the school, which was like a huge deal. So it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna try this out. I was kind of surprised of myself for getting in, but yeah, that definitely changed my life. Taught me how to dance and really taught me a lot of discipline and teamwork and stuff. But
See, that's
it was crazy.
one of the upsides about us being in a metal band is we didn't have to dance because nobody wants to see that. I'll tell you.
You dance with your head.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm too fat to dance, damn it. Everybody's seen that Chris Farley Chippendale video, all right? That's what I look like.
You do the jiggle.
Yeah. That's my move.
Call this Jello.
So
you went to public schools then?
Yeah, public schools all the way through. Went to Dixie Canyon in Studio City for elementary school. Went to Jordan David Starr Jordan for middle.
Did a bunch of your friends and stuff like that? Did they know that you were on the show then when you were younger?
Yeah, the older I got, the longer it took people to realize who I was. But yeah, and I'd say in middle school was the last time where I was actually new to the school district in middle school, so that was kind of weird. Where my brother and I came in 6th grade, and all these kids had been growing up together in elementary school, and they're all like, "Oh, these kids are." The kids from Full House, and there's kind of a weird energy where people wouldn't really talk to me for a while until they started to realize I was a normal kid. And I started to make friends, but yeah, that was really weird.
Did you ever did anybody ever like bully you guys? Maybe
like in a sideways ways, people would try to talk shit or whatever, but yeah. I'm a straight shooting guy. I'll just walk up and say like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? Why'd you say that?" So I diffused a lot of that stuff pretty early on.
So here's a better question: did it help with dating when you were in school?
I'd say definitely.
Yeah.
Like I can't say for like a direct amount because I don't know the difference of not being on it or not, but yeah, I had a girlfriend basically at all times, like ever since preschool. So I'd say it probably helped a lot.
Oh, Nikki and Alex were slinging poon, all right? They were sling. They had it going. Yeah, maybe that's why you guys didn't get that offshoot. They didn't want to ruin people's images of that you guys when you were a little kid.
Yeah, probably would for a lot of people. He's cussing. He's saying bad things. Yeah, it's actually something that I'm kind of barred from. Like, I know a lot of my audience really looks up to me as being like an angel type of personality. I'm like, that is definitely not who I am at all. Like, I don't even know what to post. People will cry.
So when people hear this, some people might be shocked.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I have nothing to hide, but like, oh my. Hello.
Dylan.
Hey.
Is everybody? Oh, sorry, man.
Lost you for a sec. All good.
But yeah, like Dean was saying, what's something that you could tell us that would really blow people's minds about you? Like, what's the secret? Let us in on something. Where are the bodies located, Dylan?
On 123 East Avenue. Man, I'm trying to think. I don't know. Something that would surprise people or what?
Yeah, just something that shock people, you know.
Dude, I don't even know, man.
I could, like that you took the time to really think about
it. I mean, I could dig into like my party years and probably come up with some pretty specific stuff, but Yeah, I don't know about sharing that stuff. Not yet. But yeah, I was pretty crazy for a while, and driving around LA and partying it up. It was like 18, 19, 20, 21.
So we're about ready to move to LA here in a few months, and we have kids. What's the biggest thing that we should look out for as parents?
As parents.
And mind you, I have daughters.
Yeah, Dean's
Oh,
got daughters.
you're the one with the daughters. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
you're
so I
gonna
need
have.
some extra help.
Okay, so you just build a mega security base and don't ever let them outside.
Fair
And
enough.
then,
That's kind of the plan.
and then with the sons, I mean, I'd say just let them go wherever the fuck they want. Let them ride their bikes. Let them do stuff. I feel like LA really teaches kids really quickly. So you may see some stuff or experience some things that are kind of unruly in other places, but it'll teach you people really fast. So you'll be able to judge people really quickly, which is a good skill.
Yeah, the first time we were out there, we were driving around. My daughters are looking around. They're like, "Why are there all these billboards for weed stuff?" Like, because it's legal here.
California is cool.
Yeah, you can just order it now. That's pretty nice. Just order it on your phone. They show up. Like, cool, thanks.
Right?
It is crazy that you can have it delivered because that's something that I was arrested for.
Yeah,
back
I spent a night in jail for that shit.
Oh, you did?
I did.
That sucks. Yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be weird to come here for you then, because you could just walk into a completely well lit area with a bunch of windows and look through the glass and pick it out like it's candy.
Yeah, no, when I was there, I was still kind of paranoid. Like, this is a trick. Somebody's gonna fucking arrest me still. This is crap. This is
The second the cashier takes the cash, you just fall through a slot in the floor.
SWAT comes right through the windows, and I'm about done.
Chris Hansen walks through the back. Take a seat. Take a seat.
Spotlight on you.
Oh, yeah, no, man, it's cool though. California is cool. It's definitely like the trend-setting state, that everybody should,
Oh yeah,
work their laws around. We live in Nebraska currently, and it sucks just as much as you probably think it does. So,
oh man.
Whatever you envision in your head when you think of Nebraska, you're probably right.
Just reduce it by 1 or 2 points.
Exactly.
Hey, we're the home of Aunt Becky. Okay, that's where she was from in the show, Nebraska.
That's your only claim. That's your only claim.
It really is.
So,
hey, that's an exciting move, though. That's an awesome move, guys.
Are they still doing Fuller House, or does that get shit canned after what recently happened?
I think that's done. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer, man.
I think they're already planning to end it on that season, anyways.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think it ended all right.
So now, as far as into the acting world, I guess, how much do you think, like stuff like the Netflix things where you have entire seasons released at once instead of shooting maybe 6-8 episodes like you would for like network TV, and that has that kind of changed the way that that strategized out, and how casts have to get more done in a shorter amount of time.
Yes, on the post-production side, yeah.
Okay.
So being a part of both parts of that, the actors and actresses get the same amount of time to shoot material, because basically the production company's paying for a location or paying for a studio anyways, so that hasn't really changed. So production, I'd say, has the same amount of money and time, but to satisfy these quick turnarounds and the crazy amount of content that's being pumped out of media right now, on the post-production side, there's been a lot of budget cuts, and a lot of time has been taken out of people's schedules. So for like a Foley artist, what I do, a lot of movies used to be like 12 plus days on it to complete it. Now most movies are about 5 days to complete. So
Wow.
less than half the amount of time to
Yeah.
complete it. So we have all this crazy software, and we have these teams of people who are able to really communicate well and structure a session down so that we can do it in 5 days, but it's passable, you know. It's because everybody's watching stuff on their iPhone or whatever. So like the sound and the visual effect quality doesn't have to be crazy anymore. You can't really hear that the difference on your phone or your laptop or whatever. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're getting away with it for now, but we'll see if people want to get some of that quality back in the near future.
Which is crazy because TVs are now bigger than ever, but everybody watches on these little phones and things like that.
Yeah, everything used to be in the theater, so it's like go home, go big or go home, you know. But now you can hide a bunch of shit when people are listening on the phone.
Do you think with all these streaming sites like Amazon, Netflix, Hulu, and all that, do you feel like TV's being watered down right now, or do you feel like it's better than ever?
I feel like TV is better than ever right now. I think there's too much content. I think that's my main position on it. So like you can't even get people to really watch a show that you like. Like everybody's hesitant to get on board with the stuff because there's like 20 other things that they've been suggested.
Oh yeah. And honestly, that is the one that I'll agree with you. That's one thing that I don't like about is that, you know, especially, you know, I'm a little bit older than you, but when you know, I was young watching TV, everybody watched the same stuff pretty much. You know,
Yeah.
or at least they knew what you were talking about. If you said like, "Hey, you know, I watch this, you should check it out," and be like, "Oh, you know, now it's well, what's that on? What you know, what app carries that, or what streaming service is that on?" And you know, half the time somebody might not even know what you're talking about anymore.
Yeah, it used to be that if you went to the grocery store during Seinfeld, nobody was there
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Seinfeld's on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a completely different world now. Just binge watch an entire show in 2 days, and
Now,
and
I do
yeah,
love binge watching though. I got to tell you that works fantastic for me.
oh yeah, I love it too.
I do not do well
We
with
were
one
talking
man.
about that weed delivery earlier. It goes hand in
Yeah.
hand.
So, what are some TV shows that you're into right now? What are you watching?
uh, right now, what am I watching right now?
I don't know, buddy.
Right
I'm
now,
asking.
actually, my brain works better when I talk to it. I don't know. Right now, I'm honestly just playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition, which is hundreds of hours of content. So I'm like on the third one of the trilogy right now, and I've been actually reading or doing audiobooks a lot lately. So I'm not even really on some shows, but I've been listening to The Way of Kings. It's like I don't know, I think there's 5 books, and then there's like a bunch of other books that are tied to it. So I'm trying to get into that. But it's pretty cool story.
Right on.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I got to do audiobooks because I can't read.
Yeah, audiobooks are way better, man. It's like the reading hurts my eyes, and I even got a Kindle because people said it was better, and I still just dropped that thing and started listening.
Yeah, the audiobooks are way easier to read while you're driving, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, that's actually the nicest part about it is being able to do it while you drive. It's like
So,
get through a lot
oh,
of content without realizing it.
Yeah.
But
so being a Foley actor, is that a lot less reading for you than just like being an on-screen actor because you got to read scripts and shit?
yeah, it's more of a skill that you develop. Um, So if you think of like DDR, like one of the things we do is we re-record people's footsteps. So each person kind of has their own character and weight distribution and speeds and shoes that they're wearing. So we'll kind of look at somebody and judge what they sound like based on their shoes and the way that they walk. And Yeah, you actually have to play the picture, and then the Foley artist will walk each step that the actor or actress is taking live to the picture, so that you can get like a completely tailored sound that is for that moment specifically.
So for people that don't know the way that this works, basically, like say you got a woman walking down a hallway in like high heeled shoes, they're not gonna keep the original shot of that sound of her walking. They're gonna have somebody like you go back and re-record that.
Exactly. And we'll like pick a shoe. If she's like a complete bitch, we'll get a shoe that kind of sounds like a complete bitch, and we'll walk her in those. Yeah,
And, you know,
got big boots or whatever. Same thing with armor. Like people are walking with armor. All that stuff is silenced on the set so that it doesn't interrupt the dialogue. So you can get all the actors and actresses' lines out without clinking in it. So yeah, add all that stuff. Rubber swords sound like metal.
Yeah, I think that's like a whole world that people really don't know. That people just go to the movies and they don't think about how much this extra work comes into play.
Yeah,
Especially for like surround a sound. Like anybody that really appreciates surround a sound, like that's a cool job.
yeah, like mixing and surround.
well, like one of the neat stories that I remember always hearing in regards to using those kind of effects in that is in the movie Liar Liar, Jim Carrey, the scene where he kicks his own ass. Apparently, there's a
Love
scene
Jim Carrey.
where he just cracks his head there, and they actually left that. They said there's no way we can find and mimic a better sound of your head hitting the floor. And apparently, he got a concussion during it, and that. But that's
Really?
pretty rare, though, is where they'll actually leave a onset sound.
Yeah, there are onset sounds that sound really good that we'll leave in there. And sometimes they'll even leave it and then we'll top it with extra stuff. So be like, oh, his head sounded really good, so let's add a little let's add some weight or let's add a little crack to make it sound like his nose broke or something or so yeah, we'll like embellish the real sounds sometimes. Sometimes people's shoes sound really good. And if they're not talking during their walk, we can keep it even for foreign stuff. But if they're talking while they're walking, we'll go in and redo it anyways, even if they're going to play the original sounds. But they'll play our sounds for the foreign, for like German, French, Spanish, all that, because they have to take the dialogue out.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, have you worked much on foreign films, or pretty much just America?
Yeah, just American films. I don't think I've done any. Oh, you know what? I did do a Japanese film called I Am Hero, and we had a translator. The sound director was in the studio with us, came in from Japan with a translator, and yeah, we got to talk about zombie sounds and eating people up and guns and stuff. Yeah, that was a
So,
crazy experience.
is there anything like I have noticed with like some of the effects in that, like seeing just some of the behind the scenes stuff like that prior? I've seen people that they'll use like spaghetti to drop down for it makes that noise or something like is like doing something like. Is there something like kind of just weird that you've had it used before that just made the perfect noise that you needed? Or
Yeah, similar to spaghetti, like a really commonly used Foley tool is a chamois, which is basically just like a piece of skin or leather from an animal. And when it gets wet, it just sounds disgusting. But Foley artists will use that for like blood and all sorts of stuff, like guts falling out onto the floor. You can make crazy, disgusting sounds. Like use tons of chamois for all the Game of Thrones deaths, like Oberyn's eyes popping out, all that stuff.
cool.
Yeah, and like another prop I used, which was kind of weird, is for Jamie's golden hands. I actually used this tiny little square frying pan for all of his hand sounds. So if you listen to that, it's like a tiny little square egg pan. that makes all that.
That's cool, man. Yeah, you definitely have done some really cool stuff, dude. I'm glad that you're staying busy. I hope you can continue to work here, and hopefully things will pick back up now that this pandemic that you were telling me about. I don't know much about it. I just learned today.
I'm glad I could teach you something.
Supposedly you said it was a thing. I didn't hear about it.
Apparently it didn't happen in Nebraska.
You guys really have nothing over there.
No, we got nothing. We didn't even
Not
get
even
that.
a pandemic.
Yeah, not even COVID wanted to be here, dude.
We're skipping over this state.
Yeah, it figured the people that lived here have been through enough. You know?
They're suffering already.
Balance.
But yeah, man, real quick before we let you go, do you have a social media that you want to promote or anything that you want to promote real quick before we get off here?
Yeah, sure. My social media is Reality Duality on Instagram. I'll be posting some stuff pretty soon when I start streaming again. Let's see when the last time I posted, like a year ago. But yeah, I'll be more active very soon.
That's cool. Right on, man. So yeah, we'd love to have you back, dude. And when you get, your music out and everything else.
Oh, for sure.
Talk more about that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I had fun. You guys are super chill guys.
Yeah, I hope we weren't too rough to deal with, man. We try to be easy.
No, you guys are fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and
I apologize.
We'll have to do something cool
mother.
when you guys are in California. You apologize for your mother.
Yeah. I apologize for my crazy ass family, man. So.
We like to end that on every podcast.
Just sharpen her shank for her. She won't use it on you.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for your time, dude. Well, I'll definitely hit you up when we get out to Cali, man. We'll tear it up. We'll go.
We'll go to a rave and do a podcast in person.
Yeah. We'll take a bunch of E and listen to bump music and have a good time.
Bump.
But all right, brother, enjoy the rest of your day, man. Stay safe, and we hope to talk to you soon. Thank you for doing this.
You too, guys. Have an awesome day.
Awesome
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man, no problem. Have a great one, Dylan.
Peace.
Peace, man.